It was long believed impossible to cross the great dark, that endless gulf between galaxies. But the humans did it anyway. They arrived in world ships, physics-defying titans the size and mass of planets, roaring into our galaxy at impossible speeds. Each was bristling with strange weapons and wrapped in impenetrable shields. These vessels were technological miracles beyond comprehension, undeniable proof that the humans had surpassed every known civilization in science and warcraft alike. But were they to be a threat or an opportunity? The first to find out were the Perori, an empire of paranoid isolationists hardened by centuries of war. Peaceful contact never even crossed their minds. When the humans entered through Perori space, the Empire opened fire without hesitation. Perhaps things might have gone differently had they not. The human response was swift and merciless. Their fleets advanced like gods of destruction, vaporizing thousands of Perori warships as if they were nothing. They didn't even slow down. Then came a transmission. The humans expressed regret for what had happened, explaining that they had only defended themselves. They claimed to come in peace, to save the galaxy. Submit peacefully, they said, and you will come to no harm. In the name of the greater good, we will set you truly free. At that time, the galaxy was a chaotic tapestry of rival empires, ancient enemies locked in endless wars, where slavery and genocide were mundane facts of existence. In such an age of distrust and suffering, no one believed the humans' pleas. The fall of the Perori sent shockwaves through the stars. Every empire scrambled to mobilize its fleets, and the newcomers were met with hostility. Wherever they went, to their credit, the humans tried diplomacy. They begged for peaceful submission. But pride, forged through millennia of war, would not yield. And so the word humans soon became synonymous with death and destruction. Their world ships descended upon system after system vast as moons, unstoppable, immune to every weapon known. Within a short time, each major homeworld had one of these silent giants hanging in orbit like a loaded gun. The humans promised salvation, security, progress, and plenty. But within a year, every sentient being in the galaxy had been forced into servitude. Propaganda flooded every channel, preaching about unity and the greater good. Each being was told they had an essential part to play, though none were told what they were being saved from. Technology that once seemed like magic became commonplace. Instant communication across galaxies, a single interstellar currency. Forced cooperation among species that had once sworn eternal hatred. Yet despite this veneer of progress, the humans were not benevolent masters. Productivity became the new god. Beings were born, worked, and died in the same assigned roles, never knowing rest or freedom. The galaxy itself was reduced to a vast machine, a chain of extraction and production, every non-human a tiny, replaceable cog. They called themselves saviors. But the poetry of their shared destiny rang hollow to those who spent their lives bleeding in the mines. An iron fist and a velvet glove, they said. The humans smiled as they enslaved, spoke kindly as they punished. But when a world failed to meet its quota, the velvet came off. The smiles sharpened into teeth. The kind words turned cruel. And as all tyrants eventually learn, if you treat the free as tools, they will rise against you. The first rebellion came early. The LAE, proud warriors who saw honor as life itself, refused to kneel beneath human boots, despite having once enslaved countless others themselves. The humans answered with a single bomb. A virus spread through the ALI homeworld in days, wiping them out entirely. Within a week their labor was replaced by other species. Production barely faltered. The humans made another broadcast, filled with calm conviction. Do not think us monsters, they said. We act for the greater good, for the shared destiny of all life to come. We are nothing, the humans said, compared to what we are trying to save you from. Most dismissed the claim as a lie, a convenient fiction to justify their tyranny. It was shamefully manipulative. Bought it. Work it. Fear cemented obedience. The will of the galaxy was broken, and rebellion ceased. For nearly 100 cycles, existence became mechanical. The enslaved masses lived and died in endless labor, their chains gilded with the illusion of progress. Then, one day, an impossible order came. Production was to cease. For the first time since the humans' arrival, the galaxy grew silent. Machines stilled. The stars themselves seemed to hold their breath. The day the humans had been preparing for the purpose behind every speech, every command, every act of cruelty had finally arrived. Another extragalactic visitor had been detected. They were coming from the same direction the humans had once crossed. But it was far sooner than expected, too soon. The announcement screens flickered to life across every world, and all who watched were united in horror. Millions upon millions of ships were hurtling toward the galaxy. Some dwarfed even the mighty world ships. Their hulls were sinewy and grotesque, oozing ichor and bristling with jagged spikes. They were shaped from living flesh. The humans called them the Pursuers, a race of ravenous, mindless abominations that devoured everything in their path. The greater good had been real all along. For millennia, the humans had fought these creatures across the void, losing galaxy after galaxy in desperate last stands. They had come here ahead of them, not as conquerors, but as sentinels to unite and harden the species of this galaxy for the final war. In every other galaxy the Pursuers had visited, all life had been consumed, and time panic and chaos had doomed any hope of survival. So the humans had chosen control, cold, brutal order, as the only way to prepare the galaxy to stand together. Their silence had been a burden, their cruelty a necessity. The moment the revelation was made, the truth became clear. The humans had not been building monuments or stockpiles of treasure. They had been building an army. Across every world, towering humans and powered exoskeletons appeared, bringing caches of weapons, armor, and ships. Populations were gathered and transported to training stations. Every being capable of fighting, young or old, was armed and prepared for war. And for the first time, the galaxy understood. The humans were not tyrants. They were guardians, grim and weary ones, perhaps, but sincere. Their aloofness had been discipline. Their harshness, determination. Every cruel act, every life spent, had been for this moment. When the Pursuers arrived, all doubts vanished. They were nightmares made real, mindless horrors that tore through fleets without mercy, ramming at near-light speed, sprouting tendrils and claws to rip through metal hulls and devour their crews alive. Any defeat in orbit meant planetary doom. Once they landed, billions of writhing drones poured forth, clawing, tearing, consuming every living thing they touched. The war that followed was the bloodiest in galactic history. Entire worlds burned. Moons shattered oceans. But trillions perished as the coalition of species, united at last, fought side by side under human command. The humans themselves were relentless. In space and on land, they fought like demigods, tireless, unyielding, always at the heart of the fiercest battles. Their courage ignited hope where none remained, even in despair. They fogged on, whispering the same words that had once been met with hatred. For the greater good. Decades of brutal warfare followed. Time and again, victory seemed impossible. But human strategy and sacrifice turned the tide. At last, after uncountable losses, the Pursuers were defeated. The galaxy was saved, though scarcely recognizable. Planets lay in ruin, entire civilizations extinguished, and those who survived returned to find their homes destroyed. And when they sought guidance from their human saviors, they found nothing. No parades, no final decree. The humans were simply gone. Their world ships had vanished into deep space, heading toward the nearest galaxy. They left behind vast reserves of technology and resources enough to end scarcity forever. Weeks later, a transmission arrived from the direction they had gone. It contained only a single message. We are sorry. There are others who need us, for the greater good. Now, you are truly free, even from us.